When it comes to shonen manga slash anime, many fans become patient with how long a certain series is. Whether it's Bleach, Naruto, Inuyasha, or even One Piece for that matter. But sometimes it's nice to have a shonen series that is not meant to last for even a decade. Especially back in 2001, when Homura Akawa, if that's how you pronounce her name guys, I apologize, had begun working for Monthly Shonen Gagan and released the well-known series Fullmetal Alchemist, a series that only lasted for 27 volumes from 2001 to 2010. Of course, the manga became so popular that it resulted in an anime adaptation by Studio Bones. But because the anime came out so early, it caught up to the manga long before it got the finale. So the writers decided to make up their own story for the anime, and surprisingly, fans grew to love the series despite not being based on the source material. Now, I've only seen a few episodes of the original Fullmetal Alchemist, and maybe someday I will check it out. I mean, I hear it's good, but we're only talking about another series which we're going to get into right now. Fast forward to 2009, and Studio Bones had given another swing to the Fullmetal Alchemist franchise, only this one would consist of the manga entirely from beginning to end. And it only consisted of 64 episodes. And it became so popular with fans that it was even rated #1 on my anime list until Frieren would take the spot. Fullmetal Alchemist is not your average shonen, which I might have said earlier about Hunter x Hunter. It's the story of two brothers. They have like these magic-like powers called alchemy. One day they make a mistake where the oldest brother loses an arm and a leg, and the youngest brother's soul is trapped in a suit of armor. Together they try to restore their bodies as they work for the military and as they get involved in a conspiracy that could doom the world. When it comes to Brotherhood, the pacing goes a bit quick, but it also helps you process what you are seeing and learning. You really feel like the story isn't dragging on too much, and that it's getting right to the point, and the ending is a real payoff without going into spoilers. One of the things that the series does is it has a balance of humor and serious moments. Sometimes the show will make you laugh, but after a while, it tends to use the same old material. After a while, it just seems like a broken record. But the serious moments are what really hit you in the feels. Or some can scar you for life, like some can just traumatize you. For example, like, this is the only spoiler that I'm going to talk about. You probably have seen the image of Nina being part dog. It's kind of similar to in Walt Disney's Pinocchio, where the boys turn into donkeys. And so, if you are traumatized by that scene, you'll be traumatized by what you see in Fullmetal Alchemist. But it's done so well. So, bottom line is, does the show have a good balance of comedy and drama? I would say most of the time. Not all the time. I just think there are other shows that handle it better. The animation is pretty good too for its time. The character designs look cool without looking too colorful or bright. And when the scariest moments happen, the shading comes in. Like, for example, you have some backgrounds where it just looks shadowy black. Like you don't know what's beyond shadows. Almost like a nightmare, and the scary music just goes along with it. If there's one piece of criticism that I have for the animation, is that there is some CGI that does not look great at all. Like, there's this one monster that just looks like that it just does not belong in an anime. But that's pretty much it with the animation. Like, that's the only piece of criticism I have. Despite this anime not being long, there is a huge cast of characters. Some you're going to remember by their names, and some you may not. Like, you'll just remember them by their face. Sure, this may be about the Elric brothers, but a lot of these other characters have their own arcs, their moments to shine. Like Alex Armstrong, a buff military officer who seems like comic relief, but is actually a damaged soldier. Scar, the killer who is on a rampage to avenge his people. Ling, a prince from a faraway nation who seeks immortality to protect his people. Azumi, the alchemy teacher to the Elric brothers who gives them tough love, and is one of my favorite characters, by the way. Colonel Hughes, a high-ranking official in the military who is a very family-oriented man to his wife and daughter, Winry, the childhood friend to the Elric brothers, and the one who fixes their damages up, Van, the mysterious distant father of the Elric brothers. Reed's a Hawkeye, a sniper in the military, while also being the right hand to Colonel Roy Mustang. And that's the next character we're going to talk about. Now, when the Elric brothers are not on screen, Mustang is usually considered like the second main protagonist because of how much screen time he has compared to the other supporting characters. His goal throughout the entirety of the series is to become the leader of the country that they live in. He also uses alchemy to control fire and uses it against his opponents, and boy does he not miss. He is all about justice, but sometimes he can't hold himself back when it comes to fighting his enemies. But another thing I love about him is how he's not just a strong fighter, but he's also good at Battle of the Minds. He knows that he has to outsmart the bad guys if he wants to gain the upper hand on them. So, if you are curious about Mustang, you're in for a treat. And last but not least, we have the Elric brothers. Alphonse is the youngest brother in the armor, and Ed is the Full Metal. At least that's like his nickname, his code name in the military. Ed is the hot-headed and loudmouth brother who picks a fight with others, while Alphonse is more of the voice of reason and just tries to calm others in certain situations. Usually, people consider these types of duos polar opposites and that they hardly get along. But actually, these two brothers get along so well and they work so well together with just a few disagreements from here to there. They are not just brothers through blood, but also through bonds. One of my favorite moments with Ed is when Winry is holding a gun and Ed gives her an emotional monologue that really touches your heart. I won't repeat what he said because, again, spoilers. Overall, though, these two brothers just know how to handle their brotherly relationship. You really feel like they are the heart of this series, and it goes without a doubt that they are the true main characters of this series, as it's supposed to be. If you're in the mood for a show that's a quick breeze, like you just want a show that goes like that, then Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is a good solution for you, for it's considered to be one of the best anime remakes of all time. And like many other animes, we'll get a second adaptation, of course. And maybe that's because of the success of Brotherhood. I mean, Hunter x Hunter, Yatsura, Rurouni Kenshin, Ramen 1/2, and just etc, etc. After rewatching this series, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. And the reason why is because the second time I watched this, I kind of saw more flaws with the series, but just minor flaws. I mean, I'd be nitpicking if I went over every single flaw, and spoilers, of course, but it was still a blast, and I was reminded how great Fullmetal Alchemist can be. Like the characters, the story, just so many great things about this series that was just fun to look back at. And I want to know your thoughts down below in the comments if you have seen it, or maybe you're thinking about watching this series. Just let me know your thoughts down below. And if you are new to this channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Don't forget I have my book in the description down below. And I'm also working on the sequel as well, which I'll probably make an update on that soon, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Rob A, and may the anime force be with you.